I'm excited to kick off a series within a series called 49. It's a part of a series at Blueprint Church on the 49 commands of Christ. So we simply called it 49, a call to simple obedience.
Welcome to a podcast about disciple making in the public square, where we talk about everyday issues from a biblical and balanced perspective. This is where life exists.
This is where life exists, where we talk about everyday issues from a biblical and balanced perspective. My name is Dahadi Lewis, and I am the lead pastor of Blueprint Church and the president of the Sin Network. And today we're going to be diving into a new series on 49 commands of Christ called 49, a call to simple obedience. In this series, we got a couple of desired outcomes, and it's going to be going on multiple different platforms. But here's our desired outcomes. One, we want you to embrace the call to simple obedience. Number two is that we want you to understand the role of obedience within relationships. Number three, we want you to learn to sift through the voices of our day to hear the voice of Jesus. And finally, our goal is to unify and highlight all of our platforms that we have in Blueprint and Be the Blueprint. This series is going to be on multiple different platforms. So if you want to catch all 49 messages of Christ, or commands of Christ, you want to go to these different platforms. So on Sunday is where we Blueprint Sunday Gathering. That's where we're going to have our Sunday service. You can check that out online. On Monday, we have what we call Missions Monday. We'll focus on the missional commands of Christ that he gives us. On Tuesday, we're around the table with Pastor Corwin, where he'll have different guests and talking about different commands of Christ in an interactive format. Thursday, we have some blogs that we're going to be offering. Friday is going to be Feelings Friday. It's time where we have either myself with Dr. Chip Dodd just talking about the commands of Christ. And on Saturday, we have a special time with our podcast with teenagers that we have within the church. So we're going to be kicking off this series. We're doing a series within the series. There's 49 commands, but we're going to hone in on kind of these commands that he gives us in Matthew, in the early part of Matthew. And so let's go ahead and jump off and talk about it, right? Let's do it. Let's start by talking through the ideas of disciplines in general. Discipline isn't a sign of strength. It's actually an admission of weakness. Disciplines are not about simply checking a box. Disciplines have a goal, and that goal is to cultivate relationships. The example that I want to give you here is this, like meeting regular with your DNA group or a friend group. That doesn't ensure that you will have healthy relationships with the people in your DNA group or even that friend group that you're meeting with. But you know that if you never meet up with them, you're almost guaranteed not to have a good relationship, right? So disciplines are simply there they serve us as reminders to us that we desire to cultivate healthy relationships, that we are not strong, but we're weak. They remind us that we are his, we're God's, and that we give the first fruit of everything, of ourselves, so that we can be reminded that 100% of our time, our talent, our treasure is his. So now that we understand kind of the discipline, let's jump into the first discipline. In Matthew chapter 6, 1-4, the Bible tells us, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others, to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. So whenever you go to the poor, don't sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues or on the streets to be applauded by people. Truly, I tell you that they will have their reward. But when you give to the poor, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. And your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you. You got to see the main point here. And I want to bring this main point to you. I want to bring it out that we see in this passage here is that it's talking about the integrity of our gifts, the integrity of giving. Jesus is addressing the posture of our hearts in the way that we give. Our integrity matters. We give to constantly cultivate a heart to pursue God above all else. We give in secret from an integrity standpoint so that we don't fall into the trap of giving for the wrong reasons. Keller talks about it this way. He says that not only do we need to repent for just the bad things that we do, but we have to repent for the reasons why we do the good things. We do our good things for the wrong reasons. We have to maintain our integrity, especially when it comes to our giving. We have to check our motivation. You see, in the passage, it talks about the sounding trumpet, getting recognized, right? Cultivating relationship with the Father is something that is really important for us when we practicing these spiritual disciplines. But let me give you a short disclaimer. Let me just say it this way. When I'm talking about giving gifts, we aren't necessarily talking about birthday gifts and such. It's not wrong to give a gift and put your name on it. That's not what I'm saying. This is about the integrity of our heart. I heard an illustration this way that kind of highlights this principle well. It was talking about, it says, a poor man had only one horse, but out of his devotion to the king, he took his horse into the palace courts and offered it as a gift to the king. He told the king how great he was for his protection and his kindness, that he wanted to offer him something in return. The king was so honored by the man's gift, so much that he sent the man home with 10 horses and the deed to a new plot of land. You see, you know how we do it. The rich man, someone who was on the side, he overheard this exchange and thought, if that's what he got for one horse, I wonder what I can get if I bring 8 horses. So the rich man came to the king the following day and he brought 8 horses. And saying the exact same words, the poor man said, the king looked at the man and said, "Thank you for your gift." And he walked away. The rich man said, wait. Why did you give so much to the poor man yesterday, but nothing to me today? The king replied, the poor man gave his horse to me. You gave your horse in order to get more for yourself. You see the point? God cares about the integrity of our hearts. So my question to you is this: who are you giving your gifts to? Are you giving your gifts to yourself, or are you giving them to the Lord? Thanks again for tuning in into Where Life Exists, where we talk about everyday issues from a biblical and balanced perspective. If you enjoyed today's video, then you will love the content on our website, betheblueprint.net. And as always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to the date on our latest videos. And remember, we're in a series within a series, so check out our other platforms, and we'll see you next time. Peace.